is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Lauren Pastrana. Welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. We begin with breaking news. An Army sergeant at Fort Stewart near Savannah is now under arrest, but not before shooting 5 soldiers on the base. They were treated on site and then taken to a hospital. We have just learned that all of them are expected to recover. Parts of Fort Stewart were under lockdown until after the suspect, now identified as Sergeant Cornelius Radford, was taken into custody. The Army is investigating the incident but has not yet released a motive for the shootings. We'll have much more on CBS News Miami beginning at 5 o'clock.
Always tracking, always alerting. This is Next Weather.
We sound like a broken record. South Florida once again under a heat advisory, 7th consecutive day, but change is coming, Shane. We like that.
That's right. I think we are going to still have to deal with the heat for now, but we could see some slightly lower temperatures as our rain chances go up across South Florida. Right now, we'll open up the windows here in the Next Weather sphere. As you can see from downtown Miami, a few clouds off there in the distance, but let's go ahead and start with what we were talking about in regard to that heat advisory. Now, it is in effect for South Florida, but not including my friends in the Keys. You are outside of the heat advisory, but still feeling like you're in the triple digits. Broward and Miami-Dade counties, you are under this advisory until 7 o'clock this evening. If we take a look at the current feels like temperatures across parts of South Florida, you'll see it is fairly warm out there for everyone. In fact, feels like temperatures up to 109 in Pompano Beach, 99 in Fort Lauderdale, 102 in Pembroke Pines, and 98 in Miami. If you are spending the afternoon down in the Keys, 99 is what it currently feels like in Marathon. Now let's take a look at what we're talking about in regard to the radar, because we are seeing some showers and storms out there. Quite a light show within some of these storms as well. I do want to highlight that some of them have been containing some heavier rainfall, which has sparked a flood advisory. Now this is going to be just around the western area until 4:45, so impacting areas of Broward County, and this is because we've seen several inches of rainfall fall over the course of the afternoon, so some minor flooding could be possible. Now the overall severe weather risk associated with these storms is on the lower end, but frequent lightning certainly in the mix along with some of those heavier downpours. They'll continue to move in from northeast to southwest. That's the motion that we're dealing with this particular batch of showers and storms. Starts to wind down after sunset. We could see a few scattered showers overnight, and even as we kick off our Thursday morning, so pack that umbrella with you as you make that morning commute, because you'll notice by late morning into the midday hours, more widespread coverage with the showers and storms as opposed to what we saw earlier today. In fact, I'm looking at around a 60 to 70% chance for those showers and storms, and it looks like we'll copy, paste, and repeat that for your Friday. Now, because of that, I do think that our feels like temperatures will be lower. They'll still be hot, but not as hot, okay? As we head throughout the rest of your evening, keep the rain gear or umbrella nearby for any dinner plans, but the rain chances will be fairly isolated to lightly scattered. Tomorrow morning, you'll wake up with temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Those feels like temperatures will be a bit muggier, though, because of all of that moisture in the air. As we take a look at your feels like temperatures in the upper 90s to lower triple digits for Broward County and Miami-Dade. Now, this would keep us below that heat advisory criteria. We have to be at least 105 for a minimum of 2 hours. I don't even think we'll hit that heat advisory criteria for the Keys either. Now let's get you the latest here on the tropics, because as we know, those have all certainly started to wake up. We are still monitoring this area off the southeast U.S. coastline. 30% chance of tropical development and will not be posing a threat for us here in South Florida. Tropical storm Dexter continues to pull off into the Atlantic and is also not a threat for the U.S., but we are continuing to monitor this tropical wave off the west coast of Africa that now has a 60% chance of development. We will continue to keep you posted each and every day. 7-day forecast shows that our afternoon highs will slowly trend a little bit higher toward the beginning of next week. It's best to keep the rain gear handy for the weekend as well.
All right, Shane, thank you. And yes, we are in hurricane season, so the Next Weather team is making sure that you are prepared. Just scan the QR code and find all the tools you need to help get ready. You can also find our 1-hour special, which has important information for you and your family this hurricane season. Just go to cbsmiami.com. Miami-Dade Sheriff's deputies are investigating a bizarre incident overnight at a gated apartment complex. A teenage girl was grazed by a stray bullet while sleeping in her bed. The complex is located in northwest Miami-Dade at 89th Avenue and 173rd Drive. That's the Country Club neighborhood. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner talked to the girl's mother.
We did talk to Mom, and while she did not want to go on camera, she told us that her daughter is 17 years old and that she was grazed in the thigh. And here's the good news. She says her daughter is okay and she did not have to go to the hospital. A family in northwest Miami-Dade is shaken up. A stray bullet went through this bedroom window Wednesday morning around 3:15.
It's really bad.
Something neighbors in the Fairway View apartment complex off of Northwest 67th Avenue say they are shocked to hear.
Living here for 3 years, you know, but I'll never see that here in this area because Country Club is a safe area.
Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office blocked off the building with crime scene tape as they search for evidence and for the person responsible. Mom of the 17-year-old grazed by the bullet said she was hit in her thigh and that she is doing fine. MDSO added that paramedics treated her on scene. MDSO added that they do not have any information at this hour on a potential suspect. We will let you know if that changes. For now, in Northwest Miami-Dade, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
The Miami-Dade Medical Examiner today released the official cause of death of the third little girl who died in last week's sailboat tragedy in Biscayne Bay. 10-year-old Ari Buckman's death was due to an accidental drowning. The two other girls also died from accidental drowning. The sailboat they were riding in collided with a barge last Monday. An arson investigation is underway at an apartment complex in Allapattah. Miami police say a car was set on fire there. It happened just before 4 in the morning along Northwest 22nd Avenue. We're told the fire was quickly put out and no apartments were damaged. No one was hurt. Miami police need your help to find a missing endangered man. 33-year-old Wilber Vado was last seen yesterday in the Little Havana area. Vado was wearing a gray t-shirt and gray shorts. He is 5'8" and weighs 220 pounds. If you have any information on where he is, you're asked to contact police. A federal judge is hearing testimony today on a lawsuit seeking to close down Alligator Alcatraz. The lawsuit alleges state and federal agencies are violating a landmark federal environmental law by building the detention center in the wetlands of Big Cypress National Preserve in the Everglades. The Miccosukee tribe has also joined the suit, saying it's built on sacred tribal land. Meantime, preparations are moving forward to build a second immigration detention center in Florida. The DeSantis administration has awarded at least one contract for a facility at Camp Blanding, which is a Florida National Guard training center southwest of Jacksonville. Governor DeSantis has said the state is waiting for federal officials to ramp up deportations from the Everglades facility before building the Camp Blanding site. Now to the Trump presidency. We're learning more details about Ghislaine Maxwell's interview with the Department of Justice. As CBS News Miami's Natalie Brand reports, CBS News has confirmed that Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator did not say anything in the interview that would implicate President Trump.
None of this feels normal and none of it feels above board.
The family of the late Virginia Giuffre, who became one of the most vocal Jeffrey Epstein accusers, is questioning the treatment of co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell, serving a prison sentence for sex trafficking.
She wasn't a victim like the narrative is trying to change right now. She was an active participant in the abuse.
Why are we listening to a known perjurer? I mean, I think if anybody needs to be heard, it's the survivors.
Maxwell, who is appealing her case and seeking clemency, is also arguing against the Justice Department's request to unseal grand jury testimony in the case. In Maxwell's roughly 9-hour interview last month with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, a source tells CBS News that she did not say anything that would harm or implicate President Trump.
I didn't talk to him about it.
President Trump told reporters he doesn't know what was discussed, but indicated he has complete confidence in the Deputy Attorney General, who previously served as his personal attorney.
It's not an uncommon thing to do that. And I think he probably wants to make sure that, people that should not be involved or aren't involved are not hurt by something that would be very, very unfortunate, very unfair to a lot of people.
On Capitol Hill, the House Oversight Committee issued subpoenas for former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. In 2019, Clinton's office said that while he knew nothing about the terrible crimes Epstein committed, he took 4 trips on an Epstein plane in 2002 and 2003. The House committee also wants to hear from former attorneys general and DOJ officials who oversaw federal investigations of Epstein. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Now to a health alert if you plan on traveling internationally. The CDC is issuing advisories for an elevated risk of exposure to the chikungunya virus because of outbreaks in Bolivia, China, and some Indian Ocean region countries. The CDC also warns of an elevated risk of exposure for U.S. travelers visiting Brazil, Colombia, India, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan, the Philippines, and Thailand. The most common symptoms are fever and joint pain. The world is marking a solemn anniversary. Today marks 80 years since the U.S. dropped an atomic bomb on the Japanese city of Hiroshima, killing tens of thousands of people. Leaders from 120 countries and territories gathered at Hiroshima's Peace Memorial Park to honor the victims. Many of the aging survivors were also in attendance. Japan's prime minister says his nation is committed to bringing about a world without nuclear weapons. When we come back, an update to a story we first brought you yesterday. The rescue of a dog from a Fort Lauderdale canal. Stick around for the happy ending next. Plus, don't forget, Camp Dolphins airs weeknights right here on CBS Miami. Check out all the action and the news coming out of Miami Gardens every day after our 11 p.m. news. It all leads up to the first preseason game against the Chicago Bears on Sunday, August 10th at 1 o'clock only on CBS Miami, your official home of the Miami Dolphins. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Some good news if you're looking to buy a home here in South Florida. New numbers from Zillow show prices are on the decline. In Miami, home prices are down 3.8% year to year. Experts say new construction the past few years, particularly in Florida and Texas, is pushing prices down. Also behind the drop, an increase in supply as a growing number of existing homeowners here are selling due to higher insurance costs and climate risks. And now to a consumer alert. The Better Business Bureau is warning people about online scammers trying to sell fake Labubus. The Labubu is the hot toy of the moment for some reason. More than 70 people have reportedly bought counterfeit Labubus. In some cases, people who thought they were buying a Labubu got a fake one or nothing at all. The BBB advises consumers to shop with reputable retailers and to be cautious when it comes to deals that seem too good to be true. And now to Fort Lauderdale for a happy ending to the story of Bella, the German Shepherd. She was reunited today with her owner. We showed you her rescue yesterday from a canal. Fort Lauderdale Fire Rescue responded to calls that Bella was in a canal and couldn't get out. Crews carried her to safety and took her back to the firehouse where she was given food, water, and a place to rest. Fort Lauderdale police actually tracked down her owner, who lives in Central Florida. And coming up on CBS News Miami at 5, we're talking to the owner about their very special reunion. You do not want to miss that. That's CBS News Miami's Quickcast. I'm Lauren Pastrana. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS Miami.